Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. The stock market is open, so you already know we have to buy some assets and we have to add to our dividend income. We have a record-breaking month. Let's break it down how I am making over $30 every single day of the entire month of September, and I am doing it through passive dividend income by just buying stocks, sitting back, letting the rent come in each and every single week from my shares, and slowly stacking up those bricks. So we got a lot of things to talk about. First and foremost, I want to talk a little bit about BITO. The dividend was announced for this month. I just want to jump over to it real quick so we can take a look at it. BITO has announced an ex-dividend date of the 30th of this month. So coming up here shortly on Monday, the payout date is going to be the 7th of next month, and the payout is going to be $1.48 per share. You can see here that last month in September, I should say this month in September, the payout was $1.20. The previous month, $1.44. July, $1.50. June, $1.76. So we have been coming down, but it's nice to see us flip the script and go back up to $1.48. As you know, if you've been following Bitcoin at all lately, it has been on a little bit of a rally. Bitcoin is currently sitting at 65,700 and some change. It's pushing up to that $66,000, $67,000 mark. If we get going, it's going to get going pretty nice. But for the most part, we are just collecting those dividends each and every single week. So I wanted to showcase that. $10.32 of annual dividends so far. So it's looking really nice. Let me jump back into Robinhood and let's take a look at the account. Let's buy some stocks because I like to every single week. We have some new capital in the account. We've had some dividends that are hitting a lot, almost $100 worth of dividends just today. And we have just over $10,000 worth of buying power. So let's take a look. Let's look at the month. Like I said, over $1,000 in dividend income this month. And where did it come from? So we'll look at it in the spreadsheet where it's a little easier to see. But just to scroll and show proof, as I always do, you can see it here starting in September, a Devo, $5.04. And then I'll just scroll up here. We have been consolidating. We have been adding each and every single week. We have been adding a little bit on margin now that rates are starting to come down. And look at that BITO payment of $363. Well, don't worry. Next month is going to be even bigger. With that $1.48, we have what, 311 shares of BITO. We should be looking at around that 450 to 475 range, depending on how many shares I have. So I'll scroll through these quickly. As of today, the 27th, where I'm recording this video, we are getting paid on rdte $22.20, XDTE $26.41. YMAX is now weekly, so $15.54. That is our second payment on YMAX. QDTE $35.96. Main $7.61. SCHD, our quarterly dividend payer, $41.68, which is nice. We do have that on drip, so it should be able to buy as well. Actually, let me look at it. Yeah, it'll buy us about half a share. And then Glad, $5.61. On the SCHD train, we've talked about it. You've probably seen it all over. They did announce a 3-for-1 split. So we will go from the 55-ish shares to over 150 shares. That is going to be coming shortly. Of course, we are up about 15% on the position. So it is nice. We'll just continue to stack it. Not a big change for us, but we will have 3 times the amount of shares. So if you own SCHD, know that that is coming. So the big news for the week right now, SCHD share split, BITO has announced its dividend, and if you want to get more shares, you got to get it by the ex-dividend date of the 30th. I'm buying them today on the 27th because we do have a weekend coming up, but you do have time, but I want to get my shares in. And with Bitcoin rallying, we have seen BITO rally as well. If we come down here and we look at the last week, up 2.76% or 54 cents. Over the last month, 3.38%. I am still down on this position, $561, but total return on this, I'm absolutely killing it. Several $100s more than that. So the actual total return on this position is very, very nice. Not to mention, we have about a $500 payment coming from BITO alone, which should cover that in itself. It is our largest position outside of XDTE. And I have thought about selling some calls. If you look at the options chain, and I looked out towards like November, if I wanted to sell some calls above my cost basis, I could do so. Even if I'm at that $22 range, if you look here, the bid and the ask is between 17 and 39. So if I wanted to sell covered calls here on my shares and accept that I would have to sell them at 22 if we do get to that point, we're talking about an extra, I don't know, $90 worth of income. I could do that. As of right now, I am letting this rally. My cost is at $21.71. I want the shares to come up a little bit more, and so we will continue to watch that, right? That's where we're at with BITO, but I do want to make some purchases. So first and foremost, let's get in here. Let's buy some stocks. I'm doing $25 of each, 1.255 shares of BITO added today. And my goal is to spend $100 today into the market. We like to invest money each and every single week, so we are going to continue to do that. Another couple on the list, NVDY. I am down a little bit on this, not with my total return, but just my return on this stock right now, down 3.73%. Again, $66. Well, you guys know that I'm getting paid well over that each and every single month in dividends, so not too worried about that, but I do want a dollar cost average down while I can, and I want to buy myself another share. So 1.05 added to NVDY, and the ex-dividend date on these yield maxes, well, I guess they're going to be changing now because they are on a rolling cycle, but it was the 6th. But for me, you know, I just like to buy assets every single week, regardless of the ex-dividend date. So NVDY, it's down. NVIDIA's down on the day right now, about 2, almost 3%, and so I just wanted to average down on that. MSTY, we are down on this position as well. 8.43% or $86. Again, the total return is much, much higher than that. But let me come in here and let's buy $25 worth. It's going to buy us 0.96 shares. Boom, done right there. And it's going to give us a couple more shares in the game. This one paid really nice last month. Again, it's going to pay probably really nice again this month. And that will be coming up here in a couple of weeks. So that is MSTY. Next one, kind of on the Bitcoin note as well. We're down on this position. Looks about 30%. So this one has heavily corrected over the last couple of months, down 30%. Coinbase has been coming back. So that's been nice to see. CONL was up 20%. I think Coin was up 10% this week. So it is good to see that we're having a 6.68% week. We're going to come in here. We're going to buy. We're going to average down a little bit. And we're going to add ourselves 1.77. And we're going to increase our forward dividend income. I do want to check that real quick because I do think this has potential on the underlying of Coinbase to do a lot. So if you look at the week, yeah, 11.67%. Year to date, up 10%. Up 1 year, 162. 5 years, looks like it's down about 23%. Max, yeah, 23%. So in the last bull run, which was 2021, this stock hit as high as $342. We're at $190 now. I do think we have potential to get up there. So that is good to see. And that is why I'm holding CONY. So there's our 4 purchases for the day. If you want to see the account, of course, we are up for the week, 4.74%. We're up for the month. We're up for the 3 months. We're up for the year to date. We're up for the 1 year, and we're up for the all time. So up on everything. Everything is green in the portfolio. We love to see that. It doesn't always happen, but we're green in every single time scenario. So you love to see that. For the year, up 24.45% or $5,530. So we're doing something right. We're doing some high yield investing. We're doing a little bit of dividends, a little bit of Bitcoin plays, and we are reinvesting every single thing we get. I do want to jump into the spreadsheet as always, just to showcase here what is actually going on. 1,151 is the number for September as of right now. I don't think VTI is going to pay out this month, so that should be the final number. Absolutely killed it for last month. If you break that down into the daily, $38.36 a day, every single day on average in the month of September without lifting a dang finger. And the dividends are really starting to stack up. So you can see here in the chart that we look at each and every single week, really high. If you want to break down the percentages, this is kind of what it looks like as an overall. BITO obviously being a powerhouse, but it is a powerhouse in the portfolio. If we want to break down the percentages, let's look at these right here. BITO coming in at 31% of the dividends this month. CONY 6.73%. IWMY just over 6%. MSTY just under 6%. NVDY 8.46%. QDTE 14.25%. Absolutely awesome. And that'll probably continue to raise because we have drip on that. RDTE is starting to make itself in the portfolio. Only one payment has come in so far, but we will start to see that every single week. So the percentage is going to change heavily there. SCHD is only a quarterly dividend payer, so it's a nice 3.62% this month, but it'll be 0 next month. And then TSLY staying under that 3%. XDTE at 12.28% and YMAX at 2.66. YMAX should come up and RDT should come up for next month. SCHD will be coming down. So that is the look of where we at on this portfolio. Pretty cool to see. We are nearing $4,400 worth of dividend income for the year. We should end around, I don't know, if you say 3 months at $1,000, I mean, we're talking about $7,000, $8,000 worth of dividend income for the month. And we're just going to keep adding more money depending on what I want to do with my other brokerage account. I might add in, I don't know, maybe another $10,000 by the end of the year. Get this sucker to that $40,000 range. We're sitting at $28,000 as of right now. But I wanted to showcase where the dividends are coming from, how much they're coming in at, and how if you have this exact same amount of capital, you could be making $38 a day every single day in passive dividend income by just owning these stocks, sitting back and letting them pay you every week and every month. So that is the update for today. Big payment coming out of BITO. Excited to see the drip. If we want to look at the drip real quick, I will show you that. You can see here, total return on QDTE is $318. That's including the dividends so far. Week 9 payout, $35.96. It will reinvest on Monday. Robinhood's a little bit slow there, and then I'll put the drip there, but it's obviously over 7 shares. Same thing with XDTE. We will drip it on Monday for the $26 and buy ourselves about a half a share. Total return $348. And then RDT, we had our first payment of $22.20. I will reinvest that on Monday, and we will buy ourselves probably about a half a share there as well. Or I guess we have to buy 1 share. There is no partial shares on RDT as of yet. They will get that fixed, but it does take a little bit of time. So that is the update for this week. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like. Happy investing, and we will catch you next time.